All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You're listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello. Welcome back once again to Blame Your Brother. That's my phone going off. And we are in the quarantine times. It is another quarantine episode, coronavirus edition. So yes, Blame Your Brother. There are three of us that come to you every week. I am 1/3 of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D. Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%. Let me make sure I get this right. Snarky Smarty Pants. I am the illegal smile. I am Stacy's mom. And I am the man with the plan. I'm joined by this guy sitting in to the left of me in cyberspace. He's crying. He's a Bernie bro. It's Lee.
What up, everyone? It's the one and only LeBron Safety Pin.
And then we have the other guy who right now is underneath me in the video. That makes sense. It's John.
Hey, everybody. John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. DJ Extraordinaire, Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
All right. So I'm so used to that sound drop. Someone asked, why is Lee not playing the sound drops? I have no idea. You'd have to ask. You'd have to message these things to Lee, not to me. I can't answer for my brother.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do. There you go. Perfect. All right. So we are doing this live on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. on YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook Live. So make sure you hang out with us, join in. And last week was a great episode that I hope over time more and more people check out. It was our interview with the Shadow Patriot. John, any apologies or retractions from that episode?
No.
Yes, okay. Lee, do you need to apologize to Mr. Shadow Patriot?
I mean, I guess I apologize for trying to break you two up at times. I kind of wanted to hear what he had to say, you know?
I went back and I've listened to the episode a couple of times. And it's kind of weird just the contradictions he's constantly having in just an hour episode, where he's like, when I was a little boy, God told me I was going to be a superhero. Then he's like, don't call me a superhero. Well, dude, you're the one saying that at the beginning of this origin story you gave to us. Okay. That's actual words he said. Then he's like, well, I don't want any fame. I don't do this for any cause. But yeah, they are filming a documentary about me. I'm giving them all access to my life. Like, wait a minute, dude. No, Batman would not allow people to film a documentary about him. So anyway, it's kind of weird.
I mean, they did make several movies.
Yes, Lee, that's the same thing. In the world where Batman's real, he never allowed a movie to be made about him, okay?
We don't know that.
Yes, we do. That's the character of Batman. John, is that the character of Batman?
That is the character of Batman. Now, Booster Gold, maybe.
So you're saying there's still a chance it could happen?
Batman allowing them to make a movie about himself? Because if you're calling the Shadow Patriot Batman, he would allow them. Who would he cast as himself? Better question. Start the episode off. Who would make the best person to play him in a movie? That's the first question. So who would you cast as the Shadow Patriot in the Shadow Patriot movie? Anybody?
I got you.
Go ahead.
Kip from Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, John, that's cold-blooded, man. Lee, what do you got? Who's the Shadow Patriot?
I don't know.
I'm thinking we need someone that I think he looks like Brett Withers. I know he's not Brett Withers, but I think he looks just like Brett Withers. But that being said, I've been watching Fargo lately, and in the first season, Billy Bob Thornton's on there. I think Billy Bob Thornton would do a great Shadow Patriot.
That's a good one.
I really do.
So the one thing that I'm bummed about is he mentioned at one point, he's like, well, you don't think I have a vehicle? I have a vehicle. I really wanted to ask him about the vehicle.
I did.
But I wanted the details, Is it like, does it have like a Shadow Patriot?
Is it tricked out?
Vinyl? Yeah. Does it have a vinyl covering on it or whatever? And
it's got goggles.
Headlights, goggles, a big mustache on the bumper,
Oh, God, the guy's the worst. Okay.
He's a Lyft driver. He's got a big pink mustache on him.
Now, the first question is, who would you cast as a Shadow Patriot? The second question, who would the Shadow Patriot cast as a Shadow Patriot in his own movie about his life?
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, Nicolas Cage would be good for him anyway. Oh, that would be so good. I think he sees himself as a like a George Clooney type person. I honestly believe that. I think when he looks in the mirror, he sees George Clooney for whatever reason. Lee?
I mean, he did play Batman.
Sure he did.
I don't know. The first thing that comes to mind is like Donald Trump. I don't know why.
Oh God. That was your best friend. Why are you talking about SP like that?
I just that's what I see. Like when I see that amount of patriotism, you know, that's
Just remember, two things cause this guy to be a citizen hero. Excuse me, God and 9/11, and that's the movie. That's the tagline right there. I mean, you don't need anything else to make the movie.
I want to change my answer.
What's that?
Who was the guy that sang the song after 9/11?
Toby Keith.
So Toby
Jackson?
Keith as the Shadow Patriot, and it's kind of it's like Joe Exotic when he does the music videos. So it's like Shadow Patriot, the hero of Nashville, doing country music videos. If you can imagine that,
it'd be pretty good. It would be pretty good. So we'll see. Would people buy a Shadow Patriot T-shirt if we put it out there? What do you think?
no.
Well, tough on them. All right,
We have
because
one?
I just say this because we have new T-shirts available. We have a new design available. Friend of the show, Trapper, has a daughter who's like 12 years old, and she had done this awesome self-portrait of him on his Instagram page. And let me get his CD over here because it's really good. People should go check it out when it's out. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's upside down, so that's awesome. Yeah, so Trapper Haskins, the CD is called Blood in the Honey. It's a really good album. Anyways, his daughter designed our new official T-shirt. It's it's kind of like, how would you describe it, Lee? Is it like stock? What do you call it, vector art?
Yeah, I didn't think that it would be possible to make me look more attractive and to make John look attractive at all, but somehow they've done it. They've done it. So there you go.
Son.
That's true, though. I mean,
Okay, well, so I put it out there. It's for sale. People are loving it. We've already made a couple of sales, and I'm blown away that 12-year-old designed the new logo or the new art, whatever. It looks amazing. So I did want to put that out there. New T-shirts are available. I see a lot of people selling shirts in this time of need and all that. So I don't know that we need the money. But I'm the one who set it up. I don't know that I need the money, but
well, we do have new expenses for the podcast, having to pay for a Zoom account, so
that's true. I don't know how much we'll get off the shirts, but we'd like you to buy one and wear one and, enjoy it. So that's cool. New shirts. So if you just go to the website, blameyourbro.com, they're up there. So just click on that T-shirt link. It'll take you to all of them.
So let me ask you a
Go
question.
ahead.
If I buy a T-shirt, am I allowed to wear a T-shirt with my own picture on it? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've already ordered mine, and I've already worn T-shirts with myself.
Well, we know you would.
So
I think
yes.
probably most of your wardrobe consists of T-shirts with your own face on it, but I'm asking for myself.
Well, nobody's gonna know it's you, so yeah, it's fine.
You don't think think maybe if I wear like the red shirt underneath it or something?
Well, they might be like, "Why are you trying to imitate that awesome podcast? Why are you doing that for?" It's probably what they're gonna say.
Okay, well, cool. Then I'm gonna get one too. Does it only come in black, or are there other colors?
Black, blue, red. There's a whole bunch of colors. Green, everything.
Cool.
So Jason Steen in the chat said he's totally buying one. Glenda says these are amazing. So all that. I may work on a Shadow Patriot T-shirt and just see. I might buy one. I don't have to be. I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll get the daughter to design one.
What if we had like a Shadow Patriot jersey?
Yeah. John, would you wear that?
probably not. No.
Does he have a logo?
He doesn't. He needs help. Like, we need to sit down with him.
Goggles and a mustache. That's his logo. He's run with it.
It's pretty good. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, we'll work on it anyway. No, he does need help though. He needs help marketing. He needs help with a design, a logo, a website. If he's listening, which he probably is, come to us. He emailed us after the show about 100 times after the show. I don't know if him and Lee went over the CDC information for whatever coronavirus. I don't know about all that, but anyway, I do want to get to some sad news this week. Very sad for you, Lee. I know, very sad for you. But then let's go back. Adam Schlesinger of Fountains of Wayne passed away last week. Now, I love Fountains of Wayne. I love Tenant Windows. I love That Thing You Do, which he was behind. He was the creative voice in all three of those projects. It sucks. Died from the coronavirus symptoms. And you thought, well, could it get any worse? Lee, who passed away just yesterday.
The one and only John Prine, an absolute legend of songwriting and music. A large influence on a lot of the music that you hear today, especially in the Americana scene. Pretty much, I would say, is the biggest influence in that genre of music and country music in a lot of ways. So, yeah, it's super sad. Died of complications due to COVID-19. He had recently been battling cancer, pretty much fought it off. So, a survivor of cancer, and then to go out like that, it's super sad. His wife had it, and she recovered. But, I think just because of his medical history, he wasn't able to stay strong enough.
No, it sucks. I'm obviously not a big a fan as you. I mean, I do enjoy his music, but he's an artist, which is really weird. When he aged at the end, I mean, his voice aged immensely, which is it's not necessarily a bad thing for a lot of artists for your voice to kind of mature out. But his early stuff, and I listened to it. Mark Maron's been re-released. He had talked to those two people in the past, Schlesinger and John Prine, and he re-released the episodes on WTF, so you should go check those out. But John Prine, hugely influenced by Bob Dylan, and a lot of his songs, I'm like, oh my God, this is a Bob Dylan song. Whereas even Bob Dylan started covering the John Prine songs and became, more known as the Bob Dylan songs. He also had songs that sounded a lot like George Strait, like that old country sound. And then he just had some that are, like you say, sound like East Nashville on a Saturday night coronavirus. He had a lot of different range, and like I said, very influential. Seemed like a nice guy too, and just some great songwriting, great lyrics. Just really able to tell a story in a song. Him and Chris Christopherson were good buddies. They hit it off, and they're kind of similar. So yeah, it sucks, man. I don't know. John, were you familiar with Mr. Prine's work at all?
Not really, no.
Well, it's never too late. It's never too late to look him up. I suggest the self-titled album to start. There's some really good ones on there. Sam Stone is a classic.
I will put out a playlist I made up on the Twitter. Just John, some like 10 or 12 of his greatest songs. And if you never checked them out before, now would be a great time to do that. That's what I'm like with Lee. It's a good time. And if you've never checked out Fountains of Wayne and you just know him from Stacy's Mom and you like power pop rock, things like that, definitely go check out Fountains of Wayne. You will love it. Great catalog there. So John, you're probably more familiar with that,
Yeah.
So sucks, man. Coronavirus already got, those two well-known artists. I know there's been other people, but I'm waiting for that
Diffie
one.
Prop Me Up by the Jukebox guy.
Oh, Joe Diffie. That's
Joe
right.
Diffie.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Shoot.
I feel like there's someone else. Boris Johnson had it. They've been updating his status every night.
Yeah, he got over it, though.
Oh, did he? Well, that's good.
He says he's recovering. Another rest in peace this week. Another rest in peace. Bernie Sanders has suspended his campaign. Lee?
You hate to see it. Hopefully the word suspension means that he's going to pick it back up as maybe even a third-party candidate. I never really thought he had much of a chance to win just because people see him as such a radical. But at the same time, I think it's becoming apparent, and the recent things that have happened in this country have been pointing out that there definitely needs to be a bigger change than the status quo. I wish there was someone that was running as an anti-corruption politician, really. And the one things that I would focus on is the most immediate, those politicians that sold stock after closed room meetings and then bought stocks in medical companies. And then there's already been rumors of Kushner selling the contracts to his good buddies, even though he's in charge of it. If it's true, if any of that's true, and things like the President of the United States trying to profit off this disaster that's affected so many lives, then it's pretty obvious to me that there's got to be radical change, right? And who better than Bernie Sanders? He's already a radical candidate. But if he's too radical, then someone else that could just do the anti-corruption platform, whoever that would be.
Well, I mean, there's some severe problems here. First off, I mean, they held, was it the Wisconsin election the other day? And it was a shit show, to put it plainly. Every voter had to be 6 feet away from another voter. They closed down multiple polling locations, made about 5 locations or so available for people. Dude, they can easily cut off democracy right now. If they were to extend this somehow out further, no one's going to show up to vote. I'm just telling you now.
As soon as it's over, I mean, we're not going to let it turn into a dictatorship, are we? Or are we? I don't.
We are.
Is it even possible? So you see it as a strong possibility?
I don't want to say dictator. I want to say more.
I mean, the man is a
dictator.
More like a, I don't know, man. Dictator. I don't know. Dictator has such. Yes, I think Donald Trump's a terrible person, an evil person. Do I think he would go slaughter races of people? I hope not. I don't know.
Really what a dictator is.
Straight up, I don't think he would, but anything's possible. But I could see him easily getting another 4 years based on shenanigans right now. Yes, 100%.
So, I mean, yeah, I already talking to people and they're already saying that he's won just because it's Joe Biden, right? Like, it's just going to become a party vote. And, well, we already know how that's going to go. But Donald Trump has already, on several occasions, basically said, even though this is what the law says, I'm not going to follow the law. I'm just going to do whatever I want. So, I mean, he's already there. He's already doing things like that. So if we're not going to wake up when those things are happening now, why would we wake up in the future? As long as they don't tip the scales too far, I think they're fine, right?
I'm starting to see now that people are generally apathetic, and they're not going to do anything if it involves them getting too involved. Like, people will get involved when it's not them being involved too much. Like, yo, hey, I can donate $5 to help out this charity or whatever. Yeah, that's cool, dude. But then it's like, no, we need you to show up and help. And like, I'm kind of busy. Am I guilty of this? 100%. I'm not going to lie. I have all these great ideas in my head that I want to help these people and do this. And I don't do them because I got a family, I got a life, I got a job, I got this, I got that. And the breakdown is going to be that no one is going to want to interrupt their life to stop. I mean, what can we do if he does get in through shenanigans? I mean, we already think he got in through some wicked means the first time and nothing happened. They had a trial and nothing happened. Nobody was allowed to testify. No witnesses. It's like, what is going on here? Like, this is crazy. So
I on another topic with Trump, there was one thing that I did hear that I had mixed feelings about. It's like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. He had tweeted out that he was considering pardoning Joe Exotic from Tiger King.
Are you sure that's Donald Trump or is that Don Jr.?
Was it Don Jr.? Does Don Jr. have the ability to pardon people?
No, because the reporter, now check this out. You got to listen to this whole story. I watched the clip today where that's referenced, and the reporter, I'm going to tell you what he said after I explain it. So the reporter asked him, had he heard of it, because Don Jr. said he was going to ask his dad to get him to pardon, to look into he did not say get him pardon, look into a pardon for Joe Exotic. And Trump goes, never heard of him, never heard of. What would you give him a pardon? And all like, of course, I can't answer. The reporter started the question literally, I don't know, this is verbatim, but this is what he said. Mr. Trump, I got a question for you. Now, something that's very popular in the ratings in this virus times, well, besides your daily press conferences, which are at an all-time high, is this thing called Tiger King. And I went, is that really what the press is saying, that his press conferences are beating other shows? Like, this is ridiculous. So they've said there's a new conservative network out there that he is literally feeding him softball questions, and he'll only take questions from them. It makes Fox News look like MSNBC.
Do you want to listen to the clip?
Let's do it.
One of the biggest rating hits of the coronavirus, aside from these briefings, has been a show on Netflix called Tiger King. Yeah. And the man who's the star of this is a former zoo owner who's serving a 22-year prison sentence. He's asking you for a pardon, saying he was unfairly convicted. Your son yesterday jokingly said that he was going to advocate for it, and I was wondering if you've seen the show and if you have any thoughts on pardoning Joe Exotic.
Which son? It must be Don.
It was.
I had a feeling it was Don.
There you go.
There you go. What a time in America. Tiger King and Mr. Trump. So, all right, well, let's move away from that. I'm done. I haven't watched the news in 2 days. I'm still alive, so there you go. Figure that one out. All right, now what we need in this time of chaos, anarchy, isolation, quarantine times, we need music. And John, I've heard you have put together the John playlist for the, what are you calling this playlist? I don't want to mess it up.
COVID-19 playlist.
The COVID-19 playlist. Okay. Now, anyone, if this is your first time ever listening, John would be the opposite of seriousness of the Shadow Patriot. So this is not going to be like I'm going to go ahead, John. Let's go. Okay.
Now the thing is, this is for all types of people. It's got a little bit of anything for everybody. Okay.
All right.
So, first off, we got Work From Home by Fifth Harmony.
Okay.
Get Back by Demi Lovato. It's the End of the World as We Know It by REM.
Okay.
Behind the Mask by Michael Jackson. Can't Touch This, MC Hammer. Contagious, the Isley Brothers. Roll Out by Ludacris. That's probably my favorite one. Keep Your Distance by Patti Loveless. Toxic by Britney Spears. Down with the Sickness, Disturbed. Stay Away, Nirvana. Don't Come Around Here No More by Tom Petty. Nervous by Doobie. Can't Breathe by Leona Lewis. Paranoid by Kanye West. Unwell by Max Box 20. Doctor Doctor by the Thompson Twins. Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. And Don't Stand So Close to Me by The Police.
That's it? Is that your list?
That's 19 songs for COVID-19.
All right. So Jason Steen in the chat said, I'm digging the whole list. Yes, boy, yes. So he enjoys it. So you've done some good there. I think it's a pretty good, there's some of those songs are questionable, but.
Which one's the question?
Well, the first one, who was that by? Fifth Harmony? What is that?
It's a girls group that has 5 young ladies in it.
Okay. The second one was another.
Get Back by Demi Lovato.
Demi Lovato. Okay. I mean, that's not as bad as Fifth Harmony, but yeah, most of them, yeah, it's a pretty good list. John, I'll give it to you. Okay. So John, if you send me that list, I will make a playlist and we'll put it up on our Twitter and everything. Actually, I'll put it up on the website too. So if you want to send me those. Do you have them written down in the email form?
No, but I can.
Okay, just email them to me when we get a chance. And we'll put that together. Now, while Lee's dealing with technical issues, now it's a perfect time for me.
I wanted to get back because I had a question about the Tiger King. Do you think that Joe Exotic deserves to be pardoned?
John, have you seen the documentary yet?
He attempted to have somebody killed. No, he doesn't deserve to be pardoned.
Have you seen the documentary?
No.
Okay, so I would say, I believe, with a pretty good accuracy that he was set up 100%. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you're telling me the guy you sell the zoo to, you're going around this guy, and now it's one thing. I think you got to look at the character of Joe Exotic. They said he said a lot of racist things too. Not surprising, but this is a guy who would say constantly he was going to put a bullet in her head or what, And I think people knew the context of what it was. I'm not saying it's correct or anything, but I think everyone knew it was shenanigans. I keep saying that a lot. I like that word. But anyways, I think they knew it was not true. I think that Jeff guy set him up, put him in jail where he could get control of the zoo. And that way Joe Exotic was out of the way. I mean, do you believe he did it?
I don't know. I mean, it does kind of seem like a setup, but that's not the only reason he went to jail either, though,
What else? No, but that's the main reason.
I mean, they got him on like euthanizing cats and stuff, shooting cats and burying them in the backyard. Well, which he said that it was a medical reason, but still.
I mean,
He was found guilty.
all of them are accused of that, and all of them say it didn't happen. So I mean, I don't
they,
know what to believe.
They dug up the skulls on his property.
What? How old were they? I mean, people euthanize dogs. They're not. I mean, you're not put in jail for that if they're old. And what does he do with them? I don't. What do you do with their
different
laws? I don't know.
For wildlife? I don't know.
I mean, is he a piece of garbage versus does he deserve to be in prison for 20 years? You know, I mean, is he a piece of trash? Yes, obviously. Did he burn down that studio? Yes, 100%. Did he on camera say he was going to put a bullet in Carol Baskin's head?
He shot an effigy of her on video.
I mean, yes. Did he blow up things that resembled her? Yes. But do I believe he actually hired the new owner's buddy he brought with him? He goes to this guy who's a stranger who he doesn't know, who's loyal to this Jeff guy. Come on, man. That doesn't even make any freaking sense, dude. This guy was crazy enough. He would have went and done it himself if he really was going to kill him.
Okay, so you have presidential power. People are sending in requests to pardon Joe Exotic. You give him the pardon.
Oh, man. I'd probably have, I mean, I don't know. Can the president go meet with these people, or can he have people go meet with them, or what are the rules here? I mean, are you allowed to meet these people? I mean, I want to sit down with somebody.
You want to sit down with Joe Exotic and like have like a Dragon Energy heart to heart with him?
I just want to sit down and just look at a man in the eyes before I, take a 20-year prison sentence off the board.
Okay, this is another thing that we've been doing is you got to everyone you meet in life or everyone you know, you have to associate with a character on Tiger King. So, David, I've already said before, you're Joe Exotic. I'm sorry.
No.
Who else would you be?
True.
Who else would you be? That's you. You are Joe
I'm
Exotic.
I'm the reporter guy.
No. You're the documentary producer?
Yep.
No.
Heck yeah.
No. I mean, I'm not saying that. It's not that these people are exact replicas. It's just who they best personify, okay?
Okay. Everyone in the chat, I want everyone to say who each of us would be from Tiger King. And
okay, I want to throw out who I think that I am. I'm the guy with no legs. I'm the guy with the artificial legs.
Oh, you mean the only decent guy in the entire series?
Is he decent?
Wow, that's very interesting.
Decent?
That's real nice. You picked the one guy that's like doesn't do anything wrong.
No, someone else told me that. First they said I would be Alan, but I don't really think that I'm Alan. Alan's the guy that was paid to kill Carol Baskin. But I would say at the end of the day.
No, that's not. That's our dad. That's not you.
I think John is the guy that ends up as the fry cook. The guy that's smoking a cigarette, pouring the gasoline.
No, from the chat, they said John is the FBI snitch. And oh, my God.
I don't know about that. That doesn't seem like John.
That would be Kenny. If anyone's ever talked about mine and John's old friend,
it's not Kenny. Who they look like. It's not who they look like. It's who they personify.
No, Kenny would sell us out in a minute with information. He almost sold me out many times with not even meaning to sell me out. You know what I'm saying? So
I guess.
All right, so I'm Joe Exotic. All right, so who is John? Oh, the snitch. Lee, you're the one missing the arm, is what they say.
I mean, I don't get it, but okay, that's cool. Who would you say? Who's your opinion? That's the only one that really matters. Name yourself.
I just said.
Okay, the producer. I just
said who I would.
Why are you the producer guy?
Because he's like me. I always tag along with these crazy personalities. I'm never the crazy personality. I'm the guy with the crazy personality, a la Chris England, a la my old friend James Jones, a la Jeff. All these times, I'm never the main crazy guy. I'm the guy behind the crazy guy, living in the craziness.
Okay, I can kind of see that. I guess I don't
know. John, I think John would be that one guy with the long hair, the long blonde hair dude.
Who?
You remember him? He was the guy that was in charge of the zoo.
The guy that was smoking a cigarette with a gas can. He ended up a fry cook at the end. Yeah, me too. That's exactly who I said John would be. Sorry, John. 2 out of 3 can't be wrong.
I guess
that can be.
It's not a bad thing. He was an okay guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was all right. Yeah. I guess Lee would probably be. I guess I'll give you the no leg guy.
Just say how you really feel. Just tell me how you really feel.
If your friend said that you were Alan first, then.
No, my wife said that actually.
Your wife said you were Alan? No, stop it. Is that confirmed? Is that a true statement?
I did call her Carol Baskin, so
Oh my God, John, you got to go watch this now, man.
I mean, there are reports that I don't know if they're true or not that they're reopening the case for her husband.
Yeah,
they have to.
She might have actually killed him.
She definitely killed him, right? There's another episode to be released, so maybe we should hold off until the last episode.
Sammy said Lee would be Jeff.
It's not. I mean, I wish it were he's like the guy that stole the zoo, you know?
Oh, he's bad. That's a bad man.
Well, I mean,
I have met. Go ahead.
Would I be that guy in a leather jacket sneaking tiger cubs into a hotel room in Vegas? I don't know.
No,
maybe.
No, that's not you at all. I've met dudes in my life that were Jeff. I've met dudes that were literally that Doc Anvil guy. Like, if I meet a dude like that, automatically I'm like, I don't want to be around this guy. Those are the worst dudes. I've met them. They think they're freaking Romeo, and they're nothing. They pick girls. Every dude I've known a few. They pick damaged girls. They entrench them in their sadness, and then they act like there's some, Lothario. It's like, no, dude, you're a predator. Okay, stop doing what you're doing. So
it is weird.
I don't know. Yeah, very weird. Okay, so me and John did you get a chance to watch WrestleMania?
I did.
What'd you think, real quick? Because Lee.
Okay, before you give me your opinions on it, I just keep hearing about some room. Can someone, before you give us your opinion, just walk us through what happened? What is the setting? I don't understand anything. There's like a haunted house or something. I'm not sure.
You want to go, John, or you want me to explain it?
Well, first of all, due to the coronavirus, there's no fans. They're filming everything out of their performance studio in Orlando, and it's a ring, and it's probably about 4 or 5 times like your average house, the size of this place. What you can see in the arena area of the place. There are spaces for fans to sit, but it's a very small room compared. And they, due to the fact that they don't have fans and it's not a live event, they have the ability to be a little bit more creative than they have been in the past. So they did a Boneyard match, and they also did a Firefly Fun House match.
Nobody that doesn't watch it doesn't know what that means.
All right, let me explain it. You want me to explain? Okay. Here's the thing. They shot 2 matches, not the normal way they shoot matches. They shot them like they shoot a movie. Okay. So the first one was the Boneyard match. Okay. It sounds stupid, but basically it's a fight in a cemetery, and you have to bury your opponent, and it literally bury them with dirt in a hole in the ground. Now, all that being said, you're like, this sounds terrible. It was freaking amazing. I'm thinking they should, now that this coronavirus is here, they have to shoot more matches. So it's shot like a movie, multiple camera angles, good lighting. It looks like, a movie with them fighting each other. And it was great. It was Undertaker versus AJ Styles. I loved it. I thought, John, what did you think of it?
It was very different, and it was entertaining. Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me try to explain the Firefly Fun House match. So to understand this, there's a character in WWE called The Fiend. Okay. And The Fiend is also Bray Wyatt. So it's like a split personality. Bray Wyatt's the normal dude. The Fiend's like the monster that comes out. Now, Bray Wyatt character is like Mr. Rogers on acid type dude. He has this kid show, but it's not really a kid show, but it looks like a kid show. The music's like a kid show.
Stuff, yeah.
He's got
Pee-wee
puppets,
Herman?
but what's that?
It's more like Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, but more.
It's more the feel of Mr. Rogers, but just something's not right.
Yeah, like something like he's smiling too much, like, and something's wrong with this guy. But that's called the Firefly Fun House.
I'm confused. Is this his normal character?
Yeah, Firefly Fun House. Bray Wyatt, yes.
But every week they do a Mr. Rogers creepy kid program?
Yeah, yes, pretty much, yes. He has a segment almost weekly. Sometimes it misses, but yes. It's very meta. It's very weird. It breaks the fourth wall. It references Vince McMahon. It references wrestlers. It's really like weird but cool. I really like it. So John Cena went into the Firefly Fun House. And what this ended up becoming was
This is your life.
Yeah, it was a "This Is Your Life" for John Cena, and Bray Wyatt was trying to show him where his life went wrong. And in Bray Wyatt or the Fiend's eyes, when John Cena didn't turn heel, he didn't become a bad guy. He messed up his career because he had him in an alternate reality where he was Hollywood Hulk Hogan in the NWO. It's hard to explain to a non-wrestling
if you
fan.
don't watch this, it's very confusing, but it does sound slightly entertaining, I guess.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, match of the year. There's nothing that's gonna beat it. John,
when did they start fighting? I thought this is your life. When did they start fighting each other?
At the very
Almost
end.
every there's one scene where he's fighting Bray Wyatt, and all of a sudden there's this pig puppet that he's fighting instead of Bray Wyatt. Just
what?
Yeah, weird.
It's like David Lynch wrote for WWE. I would suggest anyone go watch it if you can watch it, and some of it will make sense.
Give it like a Twin Peaks feel, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So, all that being said, I thought WrestleMania, and I'm one of the ones that said this is going to be trash. It's going to be crap. There's no way it's going to be good. Pretty good show. I liked it for what it was. What'd you think?
I enjoyed a lot of it. I gotta hand it to a lot of the. I mean, due to the way the world is and the circumstances that are laid out before us, they're still trying to give us a product. They're still trying to entertain.
Yeah.
Whereas every other, almost everything else is just shut down. Period. One big side story to WrestleMania is Roman Reigns dropped out on account of fear of catching the coronavirus, but I don't blame him considering his history with leukemia.
He just recovered from leukemia.
It would be almost fatal for him if he caught it.
Oh yeah, no, he would die. He would die pretty quickly. Yes, because he just recovered from it last year.
Yeah.
So. Oh well, so that was it. WrestleMania. We had to talk about that for sure. All right, so we got the playlist out of the way. We got the good old rest in peace, John Prine, all that good stuff. You want to talk about the quarantine sessions, Lee?
Oh yeah. So for those that don't know, David has had, I don't know how many, like 5 episodes where he's basically interviewed fans of the show. He had Marlon Mealer, Michael Anthony, Rusty Greer. Who am I leaving out there?
Adam Cox.
That's right.
Who forgot your name? So it's fitting.
So it's good. It's good. It was. I thought the Adam Cox one was really interesting. The British accent, is always fun. And also the fact that he wanted to be a cartoon artist when he was younger. I thought that was pretty interesting. The half pint one, I don't know, a lot of wrestling talk. So I guess if you like wrestling talk, you're probably still here. So you'll like that one. The Michael Anthony, you should just go listen to it for yourself. He said he had a job. Do you remember what job he said he had?
We did talk about that detail, but I was told I could not include it in the show.
Oh, okay.
So
he said something.
Yeah, I don't know. I forget what I cut out, so I don't know what I can talk about at liberty. But his is the only one I've had to go in and edit anything out. So
he just got too personal, and then
he felt some things were said, so I had to cut a couple things out of the episode. So.
He's afraid someone's going to track him down.
A lot of the times when someone says, "Yo, man, can you cut that out?" which rarely happens, but when they do, I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. I get it. I understand it." I don't understand Michael Anthony's thought process, so no, I can't tell you why he. I don't know. I really can't go into it without telling you what some stuff was.
That's fine. And I thought Rusty Greer had some interesting things too about working with his church and trying to start a program for, I don't know, what would you call it, like sex workers that were being basically disowned by the church is how I took it to be. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, no, I kind of remember.
So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, John, especially for you, saying that you're probably the most religious person in the room.
Right now I'm the only person in the room, but I get what you're saying. If they're sex workers, I can get why their church would be kind of leery about their inclusion as far as being active members and working members of the church.
But didn't Jesus hang out with prostitutes? Isn't that a thing in the Bible? Like
he sought them out, but they changed. That's the point. They weren't living in their sin. He said, "Go and sin no more." That's the key. Is they changed.
But when he met them, they were still sinning. Then though, they were still sex working when he met them. He didn't hang out with them afterwards.
I mean, he's also Jesus, you know. So like,
true.
Who in a modern church can live up to the shoes of Jesus? Honestly, you know.
Well, there are some dudes down in Florida that have cured the coronavirus apparently through speaking in tongues and spitting. So, I mean, what
just
do we
locally
know?
to themselves?
Florida man.
Yeah.
Because what's his name? Jerry Falwell or whatever. He cured the entire nation.
Well,
right there on the screen. I don't think it's stuck though. I don't know.
I don't think it's stuck either. Go on the reach down limb. Yes, I don't think it's stuck. But yeah, I've had fun talking to everybody so far, and I will continue to do it as I am able. The next quarantine sessions will be Mandy of Little Geek Lost. So
awesome.
Look for that next week if everything goes well, and then I've got a list, and I'll keep going down the list. And if you want to be on the program, let me know. We'll work something out. Looks like we have plenty of time ahead of us. You know, I'm hearing now another 180 days is what people were talking about 180 days online. Like
you don't know what to believe.
Oh my gosh.
Because I hear the exact opposite.
What are you hearing?
I hear both. I hear this could be the rest of our lives to that the curve has been flattened and it's not as bad as we thought it was going to be, and we could be out by Easter, you know?
Well, Easter's this weekend.
Yeah,
3 days
exactly.
ago, so no.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You don't know what to believe. And here's the thing. It's like so much prognostication has happened up to this point. So many people with data models that aren't true. And really, we don't know what to believe. This is something that hasn't ever really been in a modern era happened, right? So
correct.
I think to even... like, let's just stick on a day-to-day basis and see where it takes us. I mean, the fear is that people relax too soon and then explodes again, right? That's the fear.
Yeah. I don't know. It is tough to wrap your head around this. And I think, my opinion, especially the states in the South where there's not many guidelines, will become to get lax on the rules as this thing continues to go, and it's almost going to defeat the purpose. I mean, I would look at states and go, look, dude, here's the deal. Either quarantine your butts, and if you're not going to do that, then just all run out like Florida. Just run out and just let everyone die. I mean, because which one do you want to pick at this point? Like, do you, I mean, I understand there, and it is I don't think enough people have talked about this because everyone's afraid of it, but there is a line to ask, like, when is too much enough? Like, what if we're digging people into fiscal holes that they'll never be able to recover from? I mean, some people not working 6 months, they're done.
Okay.
Like they're going to lose everything when everything starts back up.
So if there was widespread testing with, and this is where it's crazy part, and I want your opinion on this, and obviously I know what you're going to say, but I just want to hear it. Widespread testing with cell phone tracking, would you be okay with that? So basically, if you test positive, they would have your cell phone history, so they would know everywhere you've been, everyone that you've interacted with. They could text you and say, hey, you've been exposed. You need to get tested immediately and then quarantine yourself. Or are you a privacy? You can't do that. There's no way. This sounds like a Batman plot. We can't let this happen.
So you're saying I've got to pick one of those two extremes?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, they're already I think they're already suggesting they want a coronavirus, basically intelligence network, which basically means cell phone data, so that if you are ever, so if someone tests positive, they can subpoena your phone records and they know everywhere you've been and everyone you interacted, and they can reach out to you and say, hey, on this date you were exposed or whatever. They would have to do it some kind of HIPAA violation, but they would basically be able to alert if you were at this restaurant these days,
no.
Tested.
You can't say it's a HIPAA thing and then they can go contact everyone you've been in contact with. That is the opposite of a HIPAA standing. I mean, the whole point of a HIPAA, if I have it, you're not allowed to tell anyone about it.
So basically in South Korea, they're kind of doing the same thing where it's like when someone tests positive, they'll text out to everyone, I guess, and say like, these are the places that were exposed. So if you were in that situation that you need to go get tested yourself immediately. And then if you test positive, then you need to quarantine. And South Korea, if you look at the data, has one of the flattest curves on the planet.
According to them. I would say I would be against that. That is a huge privacy violation concern. And I think anyone that doesn't believe that, I mean, if you can voluntarily sign up for this app, if you're talking like this is a mandatory requirement for every American to get this app and put it on their phone, yeah, I would have some huge problems with that.
Okay, so they already are kind of doing that because they're releasing anonymized cell phone data to prove that people are or are not quarantining. So where are they getting that data?
Well, but that's not a specific person that's put on a list. That is more associating a number with a roaming area.
So that
where
doesn't
this person
concern you,
drove
though?
50 miles outside of where the first ping was. Obviously, he's on the move. I mean, yes, we all know they have our cell phone data. Like anyone that doesn't know that is a flipping moron. After the Patriot Act, they have everything they want on you. So really, the question should always be like, I mean, it's already kind of happened.
Right. So if they have it, why can't we have it? I guess is the point.
It could be a full episode, I guess, on the civil liberties. And, I get both sides. I do get both sides. I mean, I lean on the side of we need to quarantine and keep people safe. But at the same time, I mean, like I said, I keep coming back to, are we going to disrupt healthy, active people who are in restaurants, who are in the music industry, who are self-employed or contract employees? They're not going to work for 6 months. Okay. Now, like I say, and when this stuff starts back up, they're going to be required to pay every bill they didn't pay. Like there's no way that anyone's going to eat all the debt.
That's not exactly true. A lot of the businesses start off as grants, and you have to prove a certain compliance to the rules. And if you prove your compliance, it's a grant. But if you break it, it ends up a loan. So
I don't know. I think the economic repercussions are going to be rough. So how are we? I think there's got to be some line in the middle.
But
as opposed to one country has said to people, I think, is it Sweden? God, I can't remember. I just heard it today. Has told some people, if you're healthy, you can go out and work, but if you're old, you must stay, or you have a health condition, you have to stay self-quarantined from everyone.
I mean, that's fine, and I think a moderate approach, but you can't have concerts for a while, right? Like, that's like like small gatherings are okay, but when you get large gatherings, they're finding like these superseders, like just infect the entire place, and like everyone gets it. And like, what's weird is News Channel 5 actually had an article, and they were like, we can't release the details, but we already have data about several big events that happened in Nashville that spread basically the initial thing or whatever. And it's like, why can't you release the information? That's what I don't understand.
That's weird.
Yeah, super weird.
John, what do you think? Are you for an app that would track everyone?
No, definitely not. No, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, it's out there already, but still, I mean, there's to use it for this, no matter how good the intentions may seem, it's going to be used for something in the future that is not so pure. And so, no, just no.
But then if you told me the app could save 100,000 lives every month, I might think. I think
the people that are not sticking to quarantine are not going to use an app.
Right.
Let's be honest. The people who are quarantining would use the app, and it would not be. It wouldn't prove it. It wouldn't be helpful at all.
Is the government giving us free cell phones in this story? I mean, because a lot of people don't have cell phones. They don't have apps. So I don't know.
I mean, the government for a while has given out free cell phones to poor people as part of a welfare program.
I mean, people are going to ask for the phone because they don't want their main phone tracked.
Do you want a Nokia? Do you want a Nokia like push button phone?
If I'm required to have a phone where I have to check in on, it's not going to be my personal phone. No.
I mean,
Heck no.
Like the chat is talking about them having Bluetooth beacons and stuff, like, and Google already like drives cars around and hits your Wi-Fi spots. So when your phone drives by a Wi-Fi and tries to connect, Google like can be alerted and stuff. So I mean, it's like there's already details of people tracking us regardless. It's just the devil. There's a lot of in the technology that we don't know what's happening, basically.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And it's not just
Waze.
like,
yes, Jason is describing Waze. That is literally the whole app is really, hey, we're following you where we can provide better traffic for everyone. And no one seems to worry about that. So
That's
maybe we're a little bit too
saying.
worried
like,
about things. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if we go back, let's say we do this moderate, wouldn't you like to know, like, hey, you were at Cracker Barrel the other night and there is a guy that tested positive while you were there. Wouldn't you like to know that?
How would we know he tested positive would be my first question.
Because there would be like, he would get sick, he would go get tested.
But I don't think everyone is getting tested. I'm
I think
confident.
the testing is way better than it was because there was zero testing going on. Now I think you can actually get testing, and it's reasonable to believe within the month testing should become even easier as those supplies get dispersed and the testing. Like they're coming out with like an antibody test that basically will tell you if you've been sick with it in the past as well.
I mean, I've never gone and got tested for the flu in my life, and I know I've had the flu multiple times. So I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean there's people that don't have symptoms, so why would they go and test?
Well, that's true.
Well,
the asymptomatic
people
are your outliers. That's your problem right there.
Well,
we all say like, hey, if you're sick, stay at home. Well, some people don't know they're sick and they're out there.
Right. And like, I think large scale testing, like eventually those people would be somewhere that someone else had it and they would say, hey, you need to go test it. And they would get tested and they'd be like, oh, I had it as well. That was the point, is the wide scale testing is beneficial, period. Right.
Yeah, that's true. Sammy said he got in the chat. Sammy said he got tested for, and he's awaiting the results. So
you're gonna have to
crossed for him.
You need to get him in the quarantine sessions. We got to get that story.
Yeah. Well,
do you wake up with a cough? Do you wake up coughing and think, "Uh-oh, here we go"?
Yeah, I've got a cough now. I mean, I'm not worried about it.
Have you ever been in the grocery store and like coughed by accident?
Not yet. Thank God. I went the other day. I was like, please don't cough. Please don't cough. Please don't cough. It's funny when I'm inside, I don't cough. When I'm inside, like I cough. Like I guess I think it's allergies because I get them real bad this time of year. And I know that's the meme that's been running around like, oh no, allergies, no, but tough time for allergies to pop up. All right. Hey, we got a Dear John, don't we?
We do.
That almost relates maybe to the coronavirus. So it is time for everyone's favorite segment. Time for John to give advice in Dear John.
Dear John.
All right, Lee, go ahead and read the question.
Okay, this one comes in. Dear John, my neighborhood is advertising having an Easter egg hunt this weekend. The letter that went out states that everyone will remain 6 feet apart from each other. But how is that possible? My kids have seen the flyer and are now wanting to go. What should I do in this situation? Let them go since everyone else is going? Or do I keep them inside and let them watch the other kids have fun?
If you got a yard, do it in your own yard with just your kids. I'll tell you, there's times where I had to go to the store, and I get it. There's something you have to get. But something I just do not understand is when I look over and I see somebody with their kids at the store, why on earth are you bringing your kids to the store with you? They touch everything.
Well, John, what if they're a single parent?
They're not. Both parents are with them.
What if they don't have? I mean, okay, well,
okay. I get it if there's no choice, but I'm saying there are cases where no, there's an option, and it's just So no, do not go to an Easter egg hunt in these times. No, there's no way of telling how many people have touched how many different eggs, and like we said, there's so many people that are asymptomatic. There's no way to tell. that you're going to be 100% protected. And it's one thing if you want to put yourself in danger, don't do it to your kids. Stay at home. You got a yard, you got a house. Hide the eggs in your house. They don't have to be left out. You can do something for your family.
There you go, Lee. Anything to add or take away from that?
I would just say, when this is all over, it's going to be so lit. Like, everyone is going to be having a party. There's going to be all these missed birthdays. There's going to be Easter parties, 4th of July parties, and it's all going to be just like one day after the next. Everyone's going to be having 24-hour parties, and you're going to find out how cool you are if you get the invite or not. So yeah, don't go to the party.
My 6-year anniversary is Sunday. My wife and I, and so we were going to be in New York, and that's where we're going to celebrate. But obviously we canceled that trip, and so it's been hard pressed to figure out what to do. But you be creative and you find other ways to keep your family safe.
I bet you could get some cheap tickets to New York right now, brother. I bet you could stay in like all the penthouses, super cheap.
Where are they still? I guess they're still allowing people to fly, right?
Yes,
they are, but
I don't know if the hotels are.
So let me get this straight. So we're allowing people to fly. We're allowing people to check into hotels, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's weird. It's weird the lines we're drawing. It's really weird the lines we're drawing in society. Don't you think that's weird?
Another weird line that they're drawing is like they allow alcohol delivery if it's in a sealed container up to. But now what they're doing is they're going around and busting people for selling too much. Like you can only sell like, I don't know what is like 16 ounces or a gallon or something, but they're like following social media accounts. And like, if you're selling more, you don't put it in a totally enclosed container with a lid, they pop you for it.
What?
Yeah.
They have time to do this right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're talking about drawing a line, like how silly of a situation. Like these businesses are struggling to stay open, and this one guy like bought a bunch of styrofoam cups, and they came down on him. And they're like, you can't use styrofoam cups. It's too easy to get the lid off in the car.
Huh. So. Well, I've thought it weird, and I'm looking at the chat right now. Jason keeps saying this is going till Thanksgiving, and that's what I've heard. And maybe I'm following some mayor accounts of Nashville. I don't know. Somebody's saying 6 months, but which would put us around Thanksgiving. I've seen people on golf courses. How is that an essential service? Like, can anyone justify that's essential?
I've determined what essential means is whether or not you are rich or not, basically.
Yes. Okay.
It's who you know. Because if you like look at the testing hotspot maps, there's like North Nashville, Bordeaux. There's nothing up there. And is it because nobody has the coronavirus, or is it because nobody's getting tested?
Yeah.
It's it comes down to socioeconomic. If you have money and you want to go golf, they're going to let you, right?
That's why I say, at some point, just call it. Developers are still out here building houses, and they're doing it in Nashville under the guise of, we're helping the tornado people. What? Hey, no. These aren't for tornado victims, the houses you're buying. And I know they are because I get them. Okay. So I know this is still happening. It's just very weird, man.
Are you going to become a whistleblower, David?
Never.
You wouldn't whistleblow against the developers?
No, I could. I could today, but I'm not. I will judge you silently. I will look at you with contempt, but I will not, unless some dude's walking around coughing on people's cars and stuff. Yes, I'll whistleblow on that. But if they are following the guidelines that our great governor and mayor have set forth for this land, then what can we do? I can't really whistleblow when they've already put money in both of their pockets and they're allowed to do what they want to do.
Do you whistleblow on the Easter party?
I would not. Apparently everybody in this neighborhood knows about it. They're sending out an advertisement.
Okay, John, give us a closing statement on the Easter party.
No, do not go. If your kids whine about it, tell them that the Easter eggs that they were giving have spoiled milk in them or something. Make it sound like a crappy party.
There you go, kids. Spoiled milk.
All All right. So that's Dear John. If you want to be part of the magic, email us at bybpod@gmail.com. That's bybpod@gmail.com, or hit us up on social. You know how to do that. So we've come to the end. We're going to go final thoughts. That way each of us gets a turn to talk. Lee, any thoughts for this episode today?
Sorry for so much Corona talk, but what else is there?
That's true. John?
Stay safe and tell your family you love them.
There you go. I want to say a big rest in peace, John Prine. Rest in peace, Adam Schlesinger. Rest in peace, Joe Diffie. This is what happens when you people get out in downtown Nashville bars. You kill legends. You kill country music artists. You kill pop stars. This is all your fault. It's all you Trump people, you red hat people that just don't believe in science. You did this. You killed off your own heroes, so you only have yourself to blame. And that's all I have for today. So with that being said, go check out blameyourbro.com. That is the website where you get all the good stuff. All quarantine sessions are available there. You can subscribe. I always say that weird. You can subscribe to the feed on the website. You can read all the articles by Adam Cox that are up there. He has a new one, Blame Your Decade, Essential TV Shows of the 70s. Really good read. Of course, our great episode with Shadow Patriot. All the stuff's up there. All of our social media links. T-shirt links are there if you want to get our new design T-shirt. We'll be putting that out on social. It's all there. Emails from the website. Email us everything. Hit us up on social media. I guess with that being said, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
Welcome to Memory of the Week. Today is Thursday, April 9th, the 100th day of 2020. There are 266 days open a year. On April 9th, 1942, during World War II, some 75,000 Philippine and American defenders on Bhutan surrendered to Japanese troops who forced the prisoners into what would become known as the Bhutan Death March. Thousands died or were killed en route. That is today's Memory of the Week. David, John, and Lee, back to you.